Hey guys, this is Market Update. We're fine, absolutely fine. This is a great price for Bitcoin. Don't worry about the short term. We are at trend. Now, this is a bear market, right? Because we touched an all-time high and then we're below that. So we call it a bear market. But in reality, we're actually right at the trend rate. I drew these lines a long time ago. The 200-week moving average is moving right through these dots that I drew. And this orange line, which is an extension of the growth rate of Bitcoin over time, look how often we trade around this, right? Resistance, and obviously it's, a huge resistance as you're breaking through it, and then it acts as support. We broke through it, trying to recover into it again. Yes, this could be another bear flag, could be a down move, but that's not Bitcoin's issue, right? The issue is acute illnesses that we've got right now. There's a war and oil is over $100 a barrel. If that sorts itself out, and oil drops to $50 a barrel, guess what? You can print a ton more money, everyone's going to be super bullish, and we're going to go to an all-time high. If that doesn't and it drags on, then maybe more weakness for BTC, right? If you want to try and predict the outcome of that, great. We can't, so don't focus on it. Focus on the fact that Bitcoin is at its trend rate of growth. That's a very good price, and that's it. And when you buy a risk asset, it can go down, right? In fact, there's a really good chance that whatever price you buy, you'll probably sit on a loss for a while at some point. It's a volatile asset, that's what it does. But if you don't want that, then buy a money market fund. But the problem with the money market fund, right, is that Bitcoin has acute illnesses, right? But there is no chronic illness in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is perfect. It's perfect money. It's scarce, actually. And everything else has chronic illness, right? Fiat currency has a chronic illness. Huge 7 to 10% inflation per year in the dollar, worse in others. Everything else has a chronic illness. Gold has inflation, equity has inflation, right? There's entropy that eventually every single company fails. Every single one has failed, right? Or got taken over. And that's why you have to invest in an index. There's chronic illnesses everywhere, but Bitcoin doesn't have a chronic illness, although it has acute illnesses with its price. But the issue here is not to try and trade, acute price movements. It's understanding that everything has a chronic illness except for Bitcoin. And so you just have to wait. You have to play the game. You're buying it at its trend, which is really fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Look at the Fed's balance sheet. The assets are starting to rise again. Guess what? Fiat currency has a chronic illness. It has to debase. So what are you going to hold, right? Beachfront property, you can print more of it. Ask Hong Kong or Dubai, you can print more of it. Gold, 2% inflation rate. When the price goes up, guess what? They dig more out of the ground. The only thing genuinely scarce as a monetary asset is Bitcoin, and we're at trend. Now, we're going to definitely reject here. There's a resistance zone here. There's a resistance zone here. That's not the game, right? The game is much bigger than that now. We have crossed into TradFi. The amount of capital that has to come in is insane when you see banks like Morgan Stanley saying we want our clients to have a 4% allocation. There's just too much money that has to come into this thing over the next 10 years. And so you have to just buy consistently and be boring, right? Because people are only interested in Bitcoin or anything else when it has an acute price movement. But that's not the game. The game is to understand what is going to outperform. And Bitcoin has no chronic illness versus everything else. And it's that trend. So you buy it and you go along for the ride. And if you don't want that, you go into something else. You go into something with less volatility, you're going to get less upside as well. That's the whole point. If you trade Bitcoin, crypto, TradFi assets, everything, you can trade them on Bybit. Click the link in the description. You can get a deposit bonus when you sign up and make a deposit. I've seen some Bitcoin bulls starting to get a little bit fancy, which isn't the best news because the market tends to slap you around the chops when you get a little bit fancy, right? That's a 30% rally in a bear market still. This is a bear market. We broke all of the short-term trends. It's a bear market, and this is a bear flag in a bear market. Not great. It's not the lines here that are going to dictate where we go. It's the war and the oil price. If oil comes down to $50 a barrel, governments can start printing unlimited money again, and then CPI remains fairly low because of energy prices. That's great, and then people will get bullish and start to put more money into Bitcoin and the stock market. Assets go higher. On the money printing, CPI remains fairly in check because of lower energy prices. But if the war drags on, it's hard to see Bitcoin really getting into a bullish mode again. But look, the war and the Fed, and those two things could resolve very well. War's coming in, war over, oil prices low. That's pretty good news. It could drag on for a few more months, 6 months, who knows, right? That's not really the game with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at its trend, so it's worth taking the risk here for sure, right? Worth taking the risk at 77 because you're at trend. There's a huge amount of resistance at this level. The true market mean in blue here, we're right at this level, right? So we're at resistance and it's touch and go, but it's a good price, right? It's a good price for Bitcoin. That's what we have to know. If you can't handle 30% drawdowns, you're in the wrong asset, right? You have to know what you're buying. An asset with 30% returns, 30% drawdown potential, that's just it. If you want less drawdown, go into a money market fund, but then you're investing in something with a chronic illness, right? That's going to the base at 7 to 10% a year. But it might be good for acute illness. It might be a treatment for acute illness. It might be a treatment for acute drawdowns where you don't need a drawdown, you don't want a drawdown. You invest in a money market fund, right? If you have money for the long term, then Bitcoin scarcity actually outplays those other assets, right? Just know what you own, know the volatility of it. It's not that difficult. There's loads of money on the sidelines. We haven't heard much about this mountain of cash supposedly sitting on the sidelines, 7.8 trillion. Jurian thinks it's the banks that have this money here, and he thinks that the amount of cash is actually quite high in relation to where we are in terms of credit spreads. And so one could make the case that there is around 1.5 trillion of dry powder that could fuel stocks higher. Yeah, you have to get the Fed chair thing out the way first, and you need the war to somehow resolve itself and oil to come lower. And then it's just like, game on, right? Is that going to take a few weeks or a few months? We're just going to punt it out till after summer? It's all possible, right? But that, again, what are you doing? Trading like for 2 or 3 months. Bitcoin's a long duration asset. Get in it. Just have the willpower to stay in it. If you need the cash short term, you're going to have to go into a different asset. While valuations in the US remain a concern for many, in my view, they are justified by the macro. Based on the regression here, the fair value of the S&P is 7455 and rising. So he thinks the S&P is fair value is a little bit higher. Well, yeah, the S&P goes up versus dollars. What do you want to be in here? It's just about volatility and returns. If you can't handle 30% downside potential in Bitcoin, don't buy it. Buy the NASDAQ or the S&P or a money market fund. You have all of that at your disposal. Less volatility, less income, less gains over time, more volatility, more income over time. Choose your fighter, right? It's up to you. The game we're playing with Bitcoin, right, is that it has the least surface area for chronic illness, right? And actually the game is to be in something that is scarce and desirable over time and wait for everything else to fall by the wayside. Wait for everything else to suffer from its entropy and its illness, right? So fiat currency has illness, 7 to 10% a year or more. Gold, 2% a year or more. When the price goes up, you dig more out, right? European equities, they're in a sick political system, right? There's no economic growth there. It can't happen. They're sick, right? So when Goldman Sachs says we're investing in European equities at the start of this year because they were going to outperform, what they mean is now Europe has to actually spend money on its military, which means the euro is going to debase significantly through fiscal deficits, which pushes up euro-priced assets, which is their stock market, right? But that's acute. That's not the game we're playing here. The game we're playing here is get into the strongest asset. European equities are not the strongest asset. They're representative of a failed economic system. It's very, very clear to see. Now, you can't invest in China either, so American equities, the best equities over the long term is American equities. They have the least entropy, the least chronic illness versus European equities. How can you invest in European equities over 4, 5, 7, 10 years? I just don't see it. Bitcoin stands out at 30% CAGR right now as the least surface area for potential issues and chronic illnesses, right? US economic data keeps surprising to the upside, whilst European data keeps surprising to the downside. That is a surprise to no one intelligent, except for Goldman Sachs, who says we're going to tactically go in here because they're going to outperform. That's not the game we're playing. And most of the notes that you get out from these banks are fake news, right? Like, why are they telling us what they're doing? Like, there's no way they're just going to give us research for free, right? Like, if that comes out in the mainstream media, then they're obviously taking the other side of that trade. Because why would they tell you what they're doing? Why would they tell you how to make money? Everyone's wrong. All the stuff you hear online is wrong because it's not actually like great news. The reason you're hearing it is because someone wants you to do something, and they're probably taking the other side of the trade. Again, the US dollar is going to collapse and it's all over. Wrong again, right? AI bubble, wrong again. NASDAQ, if you look at the Mag 7, their price to earnings ratio is like totally normal. It's not in a bubble. So it's just all garbage, right? It's like, we don't want you to invest in AI because we actually think that might be successful. It's like, it doesn't make much sense, right? It's like, when the NASDAQ goes down, everyone's really scared. It's like, no, you go into that because the price is quite low in relation to the fact that NASDAQ's going to keep going up, right? The dollar is as strong as ever because it is the strongest system, right? The euro isn't the strongest system. The pound isn't the strongest system. That's a chronic disease versus the dollar. But the dollar has a chronic disease versus Bitcoin. And the game is to just keep in over and over and over and wait for everything to fall by the wayside. That is it, right? You're not making money in Bitcoin. You're just waiting for all of this other stuff to debase against it. Look, 4% allocation to Bitcoin. We won, right? It's into the banks now. So we just have to wait. We have to be patient and we have to wait for everything to fall by the wayside. Again, chronic illness is the fact that this debt, the only way it's paid is by the creation of more debt. And so that's more currency in existence. And you can't pay it off, by the way. That's not the game. The game isn't to pay it off. Notice that fiat currencies never actually get scarcer because that's not the design of the system. You just have to wait for everything to debase itself and to fail and to get ill versus the thing that has the least surface area for that. If you trade Bitcoin, crypto, TradFi assets, you can get a massive deposit bonus on Bybit. Click the link in the description, sign up, make any deposit. They'll give you a deposit bonus to trade with. I'm James, it's MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.